Hello, dear hearts. Welcome to Connecting to Consciousness, where the focus is to explore, to question, and examine our perspectives. Question: have you ever felt drained after leaving a conversation? Yes, I've had that experience as well. So, when you've had that experience, did you recognize what you were feeling in your body? What your head might have felt like, your throat, your shoulders, your chest? Well, that's what I really want to focus on today, is listening to our bodies. For this journey of curious self-discovery, it is crucial for us to understand the signals and sensations that our body provides in order for us to move forward in a way that serves our highest and greatest good. For me, this process has been especially crucial for my mental and physical and emotional well-being. Now, as I've gone through this process, I've come to understand some important factors in terms of how my body speaks to me and what I've come to understand about this process. And there's research about listening to our bodies, which you can go and explore on your own. But what I understand for me is that listening to my body really supports the process of me understanding where I am at that point in time, where I am internally, where I am mentally, emotionally, and what I actually need at a particular time, and what emotions I'm experiencing. And I'll get into some ways that I utilize in order to support me in understanding and listening to my body. Now, for you, have you gone through the process of, like me in times past, I would either ignore the signals that my body provided, push through them, or even still, there were many times that I didn't even know that my body was providing me with any signals that would help me to understand where I was at that time, mentally, emotionally, and what I actually needed. So being able to listen to my body really supported me and helped me to think through more clearly the things that I actually needed. And so through that process, I am able to recognize what's happening with me more quickly so that I am responding to my needs and not reacting to my needs. Now, I know many times we understand that our body is telling us that we're hungry, right? That we're tired or even anxious. But ask yourself, have you ever, your body ever provided signals and sensations that you didn't even realize it? If you think back and maybe your chest got tight or maybe you started sweating, you fill it in. Just think back. And it's important for us to recognize these things as we move forward in this journey of curious self-discovery. And so as we go through this process of listening to our bodies, it is supporting us in evaluating our emotional, mental, and physical body reactions as we go through our daily lives. And so knowing this, we should also recognize that our body is continually speaking to us, providing signals and sensations, and going through that process of understanding and listening to our bodies, it helps us to develop an understanding of our individual body's language. It helps us to attend to our needs. It supports the process of letting go of negative behaviors, thoughts, and emotions. And it brings us closer to our internal knowing, so that while we're on this journey of self-discovery, we are able to connect more fully to ourselves, essentially. So as you go through this process, here are some steps that I utilize in order to connect to my body and listen to what my body is, the signals that my body provides. 1, get still, slow down. Really, slow down. We are on the go continually, right? We live in a 24/7 environment, essentially, where something is always happening. And not only are we continuously going physically, but our mind is always going. We barely make time for our minds to just stop, slow down, and not think about anything else. So, number 1, slow down. 2, scan your body. Now, this may sound like woo-woo, but hear me out. Scanning your body, for me, it's essential because that allows me to, again, get quiet, and I close my eyes, your choice, and observe what's happening in my head. Is there a tightness? Is there a lightness? What am I observing that's happening in my head? What am I observing in my eyes, the back of my eyes, in my chest, even my neck area, my shoulders, my stomach, all the way down to your toes? Sit quiet and just observe what is happening in your body from your head to your toes. Okay? 1, slow down. Slow down physically and mentally. 2, scan your body. 3, engage in emotional awareness. Ask yourself, what am I feeling at this moment? And these are practices that if you continue in different situations, you will quickly start to be able to understand your body's language and recognize what you need, where you are at the moment within yourself, and where you need to go. Next, grounding. For me, I use grass to ground myself. I take off my shoes barefoot on the grass, and it gives me a sense of tranquility. Another way that I can describe it, I feel so light within myself. It's kind of like this a breeze, a light breeze flowing through me. I know that may sound a little woo-woo, but that's the best way I can describe it. Then the other thing that I practice is deep breathing. And there are different methods and processes for deep breathing that you can actually do some research on. And number 6 is ask yourself, what do I need in the moment? In that particular moment, what do you need? And last, number 7 is engage in mindfulness practices. There are a number of them. You determine which ones work for you. For me, one of those are gratitude. I continue to engage in that practice because it helps me to refocus. It supports the process of me focusing on what's really important. And so those are some steps that I engage in for listening to my body. Let me go over them again. 1, slow down. 2, scan your body. 3, emotional awareness. What am I feeling? 4, grounding. I use the grass. There are other ways that people use for grounding, and I'll put links in the description so you can read some of the research if you so choose. 5, ask yourself the question, what do you need in that moment? And 7, engage in some mindfulness practices. I cannot emphasize this enough, because understanding how your body is speaking to you is a process that is necessary in order to continue on this journey of curious self-discovery. We oftentimes don't realize how valuable the signals and sensations in our bodies are. And so I just wanted to share some processes and just extend the invitation that if you are willing to go on this curious self-discovery journey, listening to your body is going to be essential. So I invite you, if this is a process that you're willing to go on, let's take the journey together. Until next time, live consciously.